Okay, so my name is William. Okay. Today we're reading the part of the Ezekiel Chapter 27. Okay. The word of the Lord came to me, saying, "Now, son of man, take a lamentation of Tyre. Now, extend to Tyre. Now, thou certitude of the entry of the sea, and the merge of the people for many isles. Thus say the Lord God, O Tyre, that has said, I'm perfect. I'm a perfect beauty. Thy borders have a mist of the sea. Thy borders have a perfect in thy beauty." Yeah, and all that they ship borders and fir trees of Senir. They have cedars in Lebanon, and the mast of and the oaks of Bashan, and they made thine art, and thine oars, and the company of the Ashurs of the thy bridges of ivory brought the isles of Kiddim. Fine line embroidered in the work from Egypt, and that which thou spreadest for the sail, and for the people of isles of Elisha, which was covered thee. Nevites of Zidon and Arvid, they were many mariners. They wish, all Tyre were in thee, were thy pilots. The ancients of Gibel were the wise men were in thee. Thy keckers were the spice of the sea, of the ships of the sea, the mariners in thee, and the occupied of thy merchandise. They of Persia, the lord of the put of thine army. They men of war, they have hanged in the shield of the helmet in thee. They set forth my commonness. The men of Arvid, and thine army, thy walls around about the Gibeonites, where the towers have hanged their shields, and the roundabouts, and they have made a beauty perfect. Tarshish, much of them are my reasonable to all kind of riches, with silver, iron, tin, and lead. They traded with my fairs, in thy fairs. Chevan, Tubal, and Mischish, and they were merchants. They were traded in persons of men of vessels and brass in thy market. And they of the house of Targama traded thy fairs and horses and horsemen and mules. And the men of Dedan were my merchants, and the isles were the merchants of thy hand of the present horns, and ivory of Bonny, and the servant of the merchants of the seven multitude of the worries of my making, and have occupiers of armors, a purple of work of thy line, and the color of the agate. Judah, the land of Israel, merchants they have traded thy market of minneth, and putting of honey, and oil, and balm. Damascus, thy merchant, the multitude of words of thy making, and the multitude of all thy riches, of the region of thine Helbon, and white wool. Daniel also and Jephon, going to and fro, occupied the many fairs, and wrought iron cast in the commas were in thy market. Okay. Judah was thy merchant, persons of clothes and chariots, Arabia, and the princes of Kedar, and they were open with thee in the lamps, and the rams and the goats, and these are in thy merchants, and merchants of Sheba and Ramah, and they are merchants, occupied with thy fairs, sheep, and all spices, and all the purchase of stones and gold, and Hara, and the Kenna, and the Indian were the merchants of Sheba. Okay. Asher and Jaman were thy merchants. And these are the merchants of all the sorts of things in blue, clothes, and embroidered work in the chests of the rich of April, bold with cords and the made of cedar, among thy merchandise. The ships of Tarshish did sing of thee, of thy market, and thou hast replenished me with very glorious midst of the seas, and thy roars have brought thee in great waters, and the east wind, and hath broken thee in the midst of the seas. thy riches and thy fairs and thy merchandise, thy arenas and thy pilots and thy caulkers and thy occupiers and thy merchants and all the men of the war of thee and the company which is in the midst of thee are fall in the midst of the sea in the day of thy ruin. And the providence of the shake of the sound of the stick of pirates, and the handle of the war, and the merchants of the pirates of the sea shall come down the ships that are upon the land. Okay. And it shall cause their voice to be heard against thee, and it shall battle bitterly, shall cause up in the dust of the hands. They shall weather themselves in the ashes, they shall make themselves utterly bold with thee, and the gird of the with sackcloth, and they shall weep in the barrenness, and hard their bitter wailing, and their wailing shall be a lamentation for thee, and lament for thee saying, it's like Tyre, it's to destroy in the midst of the sea, where they wear, so they went forth in the seas in the midst of many people, and didst enrich of the kings of their multitude, and thy riches of thy merchandise. In this time thou shalt be broken by the seas of the depths of the waters, and thy merchandise and all company and in the midst of the thieves shall fall. The inhabitants of the isles shall dodge at thee, and their kings shall be sort of afraid, and they shall be a trouble in their countenance. The merchants among the people shall hiss at thee, and thou shalt be a terror, and never shall be any more. Okay, into Ezekiel Chapter 27. Okay. Next we read Ezekiel Chapter 28. Okay. Okay. You have to go right now. Thank you for watching this video. Bye.